Balász Orbán ist jetzt bei mir, politischer Berater des ungarischen Premierministers Viktor Orbán. Balász Orbán, political director to the Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orbán. Thank you very much for your time. Welcome at Phoenix.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
From your point of view, what was so far the biggest achievement from this council?
Well, biggest achievement, it's a very complicated question because there are dark clouds around us, especially in the case of the war, the Russian-Ukrainian war, and unfortunately it seems that there is still no real political unity on a council level about what should be done in the war. The Hungarian position from the very first moment of the conflict is clear. I think this issue cannot be solved on the battlefield. We should get back to the negotiation tables as soon as we can, and we should have immediate ceasefire, and then we should immediately start the peace talks and stop the conflict as soon as we can. Unfortunately, this is not shared by many of the European leaders. They still think that the continuation of the war and the support of Ukraine in a military point of view we will be able to achieve something. But we are very worrying about the current wave of escalation, that the communication, the language is getting harsher and harsher, and more initiatives, new initiatives are coming up. Now there is a real risk of direct NATO and Russia confrontation, which I think it would be a disaster for Europe. So now probably the council meeting is more calm, but the problems are there, and there is no solution on that.
Under the circumstances that you just described, how did you reach the compromise you did yesterday with the frozen interests on Russian funds?
Well, the Hungarian position is always that if European countries want to introduce sanctions or support Ukraine from a military point of view, then in a military case, Hungary needs an opt-out. So if we have a chance to get an opt-out, we are not delivering weapons. We are not willing to be part of the conflict. And if there is a legal methodology which can help us with the opt-out, then we are not blocking the measures. This is how the solution was made yesterday. And on the sanctions regimes, from the very first moment, we are saying that sanctions are not good tools to support Ukraine and not good tools to close the conflict. But all the other countries wanted to do the sanctions. I think that the sanctions are backfiring Europe in many ways. It harms us. So, but our position is that in general we do not support the sanctions. If it goes against core Hungarian national interest, we stop them. If it's not, then other countries can make the decision.
So what about the planned sanctions on Russian grain? The Commission introduced a plan to increase the duties on that.
It's still under negotiations. The problem is that for many Central European countries, we are a neighboring country with Ukraine, but there's the same situation with Romania, Poland and Slovakia. The biggest problem and concern right now is not the Russian grain, but the Ukrainian grain, because the dumpings what we experience right now, it's destroying Hungarian agriculture, and it's causing serious harm for Hungarian and European farmers. So our biggest concern is that why the European Union is not standing up and protecting the interests of the European farmers. This should be the most important priority, and all the other geopolitical aspects should only come in after. But this is unfortunately not the case. So discussions are going on, but now from a Central European perspective, the biggest problem is with the Ukrainian dumpings.
Okay, but the EU increased the duties on Ukrainian grain as well. as a first reaction on this?
No. Unfortunately, the legal situation is that we Hungarians and the Poles and some other countries had to introduce national measures to protect our farmers. So these are not EU measures, and actually Brussels is saying that these measures are going against EU law. So we are in a legal fight with Brussels because we are protecting ourselves. So all the initiatives which were accepted by Brussels are not good for our farmers. So now there is a confrontation where Brussels is not protecting the European citizens but playing a geopolitical game on that field, which is a very sad story. And if you look around in Brussels, for various reasons, but farmers are all around. So people are not satisfied with how Brussels is dealing with the ordinary people.
We have seen the big protests even outside the Parliament and the Council. Last question, maybe just have a little bit look in the future, because Hungary is in charge for the next Council presidency from July. What are your plans about that?
Well, I think Hungarian presidency will be very successful. My colleagues are very well prepared. We are the only government where the same politicians and the same experts are in charge who have done it before. So more than 10 years ago, the same kind of people once did the presidency, and they were very successful. So I hope that they are going to have the marvelous job again. It's not about presidency, it's not about that you're pushing your ideas forward, but it's about you trying to find a compromise between 27 member states. This is how we try to put together our list of priorities. There will be obviously two important topics. One is competitiveness. European economy is in problem. We have to be able to stop the decay and restore our economies, and I think on an EU level a lot of things should be done. So this kind of economic competitiveness also on a global stage would be one priority, and the other one for us, enlargement, specifically the Western Balkans region enlargement, is a key because if we need safety, if we need security, then we need to bring the Western Balkans as close to Europe now as we can. So the Hungarian presidency will be a very good opportunity to speed up the enlargement process on Western Balkans.
With Bosnia-Herzegovina, the EU took the next step yesterday.
Probably for us this is the biggest achievement.
Balász Orbán, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.